This is Pharma Forum web editor Nicole Raleigh, and I am on site in Madrid for Veeva Commercial Summit 2025. And with me today is Emma Hyland, who is Veeva's Vice President, Commercial Content Strategy, Europe. A pleasure to speak with you today, Emma.
Thanks, Nicole.
So Emma and I are going to be discussing how AI is starting to transform content in life sciences, particularly within the medical, legal and regulatory, or MLR, process. Certainly more and faster product launches and evolving HCP content preferences create the need to revolutionize the MLR role, which, Emma, you do not need me to tell you. And AI promises to help accelerate content, but it is one lever. Having aided in improving quality and reducing the workload for MLR teams, its value is now crystallizing as part of a larger opportunity to reimagine end-to-end content operations. And indeed, leading biopharmas are using AI to accelerate reviews while maintaining compliance, resulting in a shift that is seeing delivery of more tailored and customer-centric content. So Emma, I was wondering if we could kick off with you briefly describing how industry is currently adapting to AI, including why some pilots in this regard have failed.
Thanks, Nicole. I think I'll probably start with saying how fortunate I am to have the opportunity to speak to so many customers across the industry and really ask them that exact question, so I can then surface back to you what I see across the industry. At least 80% of the customers that we work with have been through some kind of pilot experimentation stage over the last year, 18 months or so, with mixed results. I think there's been a growing understanding that there is some huge opportunity available, but it's just out of reach slightly. The pilots that people have been doing, we've had reports back that it's very hard to scale, very hard to maintain, a lot of complexity and subjectivity, which means it is hard to go beyond one market or multiple brands, which you have to do in an enterprise organization. There's also been this feeling of sort of a poor user experience, so therefore hard to adopt. Even though it's AI, everyone is very excited about AI, it still needs to be so simple to use. It needs to be, in the way that people are working day to day. And then probably finally, I think the real win here is a focus on productivity. Because when people have just gone straight ahead and tried to weave AI into the processes they're doing right now, they're not always seeing the right results. They're getting a lot of noise. They're getting a lot of extra work, actually, for the people involved, when the ultimate goal is to do everything that you explained, get faster, do better content, be more productive. So I think that's what we've been seeing. And we've been here at the Veeva Summit talking about our Veeva AI strategy and how we see a different path forward.
A different path. As you say, this sort of simplicity within the wide complexities that there exist.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to early industry AI use cases in content, what can you tell us or share with us there?
I think content is such a rich area with so many opportunities and use cases, but the highest opportunity is in that MLR space, as you mentioned. It's just ripe for disruption. It's something that hasn't changed significantly in many years, really since the times when there were paper job bags that have now all been archived and it's all up online. So it's just this area that is ready for it. And what we're seeing is a sort of move from thinking of MLR being a complaint avoidance kind of tool, like let's not get in trouble, to actually this is something that can give us a competitive edge. Let's get really good content. Has to be accurate, obviously, has to be scientifically correct, has to be right for our patients, but let's get that to market really quickly. That's the competitive edge. So long answer to your question, but MLR is certainly the strongest use case that we see in content.
Which perhaps goes against sort of normal thinking. When you think about compliance, you don't necessarily think about a revolution of that process or speed over, as you say, precision. So thinking about this next wave of innovation in terms of AI utilization, life sciences, where is it heading specifically? Can you give us some sort of insights that we're perhaps hearing here at Summit, but for those who haven't been at Summit might miss?
Of course. Yeah, well, we announced our phased high impact plan for agents. So the Veeva AI strategy is to really embed agentic AI into the Vault platform. And then what that enables me to do, and the team that work on PromoMats, is to build specific agents that will do the work. And in this case, we're focusing on MLR. So we announced 2 agents that are focused on MLR that will be available next month in December 2025. And that's the Quick Check agent, which checks the content quality before it goes into the submission of the MLR process. And a PromoMats assistant as well, which has proved very popular. It's this conversational new interface where you can interrogate and ask questions. So many use cases coming out of that, actually, which is very interesting. Lovely to see the creative ideas people have here at Summit as well. That really fuels, where we're going. But I was also able to talk about what's coming next year. We've got the claims agent. Claims is again, a huge area of opportunity and promise, and AI is going to help get us there for sure. And then following that, we've got persona-based agents. So we've talked about MLR. So there's the medical review, the legal review, the regulatory review. We're going to have 3 agents with each individual persona to really help the individuals that do that work with all the information they need so they can make those final judgment calls.
Thank you, Emma. And what insights have there been from customer focus groups?
Well, I've been leading a customer focus group from the beginning of this year. So when we started on the path of Veeva AI for PromoMats, we actually announced it this time last year at the summit. It was then one of my first things to do, actually started here in Madrid, start to gather the customers together to lead this focus group over the last year. And a lot of the things I've shared with you have come from them. They've been the first ones to get previews of the new product. They've also given us insights into how can we structure it, how can we think about scaling, how should we think about it globally as well. I suppose from an insights point of view, it's real desire to partner with Veeva because they know that we can deliver something for the industry. And I get this real sense they're all in it to do that. Yes, they're thinking about their organizations. That's their job. That's important. But they also are truly building something for the industry with us. And that's pretty special.
Special indeed. So you mentioned those insights from last Commercial Summit.
Yeah.
What are the insights that we're really seeing at this Commercial Summit in 2025?
Yeah, well, it seems funny me saying it, isn't it? But it's beyond the technology. That's it. I can announce we have these agents, we're very excited about it, but it's only part of how you're going to be successful. So it's come across and come through really strongly that I think people are walking out of here more deeply understanding the strategy and understanding they can work with Veeva as a partner with a vision for AI for the future. Then it's like, right, how do we make it real? So we have our very first Veeva AI customer, actually globally, the first one deployed ever anywhere, is speaking in the content zone. And so Moderna are sharing how they've been able to implement it. And it's been a perfect example of where, yes, the technology is there, but the majority is about the people and the process and getting that right. But it's classic. Nothing has changed. If we spoke about a transformation 5 years ago, we would have said the same things. I think sometimes when people think about AI, they can lose their heads a little bit and just think it's this new technology, it's all very different. It is, it's exciting, huge opportunities, but the fundamentals remain the same. Get your people and your process right.
Okay, so people and process right. AI actually having been here for a while, but being used in focused ways now.
Yeah.
If we turn our gaze to the future, what does that future look like if we consider AI in life sciences in terms of content and particularly in terms of the MLR review in the next few years?
Yeah, so in MLR review, I think the question many people ask me along those lines is, will it replace the humans? And our view is that won't be the case for the near to midterm future. I mean, maybe long term out there, but I don't see a world where that is actually going to be possible for quite a long time. We have a lot of great relationships with regulators around the world, and we know the regulations mean that a person, a human, is accountable for signing off every piece of content before it goes out to patients and to HCPs, which we feel is right. It's the patient safety is the most important thing there. So yes, AI will get us so much of the way there, but that human accountability will still be there. So the answer is the human will still be in the loop. But with personalization of content, which is where you started this conversation, inevitably the volumes of content we're seeing are going to continue to rise. but the resources to manage that, they're not increasing in the same way. So having more efficient ways and using AI to be able to manage that is going to help the industry to be able to deliver on those personalisation goals.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time today, Emma. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Nicole.